as you can see, my bookshelf is empty, and that means a book haul. Hello everyone, my name is Michelle, and today I am here with my book haul for June and July. So I'm going to get started with the first two books that I have bought on het Boekhaul, which is a book fair in Belgium and Netherlands, where you can buy books very cheap. So the first two books are from the book fair in Ghent. So the first two books are Cinder by Marissa Meyer and Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. So these two books are the first two books in the Lunar Chronicles. I don't know much about them. I know it's about cyborgs and space and fairy tales retold, but that's just all I know. But I know they are very popular, and I know the fourth book, Winter, is coming. Okay, Game of Thrones style actually, Winter is coming. But yeah, so if I want to continue, I can. Then the next book I hold is Promise of the Sea by Francesco Zingoni. This book is only translated in Italian and German and Dutch, so not in English yet. I think it's a cool book. It's about a man who drifts ashore, and he doesn't know who he is or where he comes from or how this all happened, but he lives now where he, well, drifted ashore, and one day he dreams about this girl with this beautiful smile, and from then on he wants answers to who he is and where he comes from, and especially who is that woman with that lovely smile. It makes me think about The Little Mermaid. That's why I picked it up in the first place. And it's, well, it's a big book, so I think I'll read it in summer. Then I picked up The Adventures and Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And I actually already read one story for my English literature class, but I wanted to read all the rest of them because I think they're quite interesting. And I don't like the cover, but it's okay because it's a classic, and classics mostly don't come with pretty covers. After that, I bought The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. There was like a giant mountain of these books, but they were all devastated, except for this one. So I took this one because I really want to read it, and I currently am reading this. Okay, so let's continue on. Next book I bought was Belle by Leslie Pierce. It's about this girl, I think 15-year-old, named Belle, who grows up in a brothel, and she is naive and she doesn't know what is going on in a brothel. And then one time she steps into a room and she sees one of the prostitutes get murdered, and the murderer kidnaps Belle, and he sells her to another brothel. And well, then she isn't that innocent anymore, I guess. And well, she tries to escape that brothel. And then I think it continues, of course. So then the last one that I have bought on the book fair in Ghent, Boekfestijn, is Not Without You by Harriet Evans, and this is the Dutch cover. Maybe you don't know this, but Harriet Evans is actually my autobi author, because I love her so much. This book is about Sophie, who is a movie star, and she's very popular, but then she reaches the age of 30 and she's not that popular anymore, and she receives threats and so on. So it's not, well, a nice life anymore. And then she starts to think that her life looks a lot like the life of Eve Newell, who was a movie star in the earlier years. She goes to England for another movie and she seeks this actress, Eve Newell, and well, I don't know a lot more about it, but it sounds interesting. Because a lot of Harriet Evans books always talk about girls who have a shitty life and then they retrieve a good life. It's, well, it's a magic combination and it's always nice. Then yesterday I went to another book fair, Book of Estaing in Bruges, and there I bought another 3 books. I was a good girl. And yet again, a Harriet Evans book, and well, the price tag is still on it. It was $4.99, so that's pretty cheap. And this one is called Love Always, also by Harriet Evans. This book is about Natasha, who designs jewelry, and she is about to get divorced with, well, her husband. And then her grandmother dies and the whole family goes to her grandmother's house to divide her stuff, and Natasha finds this old diary of her aunt, and that aunt died when she was like 15, and the diary is full of mysteries. But she, of course, needs to return to her husband. Maybe the diary inspires her to change her life. Then I did a very peculiar purchase because I bought the second book in a duology, but I haven't yet bought the first book, and it's Just 1 Year by Gail Forman. This is the Dutch cover. I like this one more than the people on the English covers, so well, I bought it like this. The last book I bought in Bruges is something every bookshelf should have, and that is the complete series of Harry Potter, but I only have book 5 and book 7, and while I walked around on the book fair I found Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So I'm very pleased to find this one, because normally it is 20 euros for the book, and now I bought it for 10 euros, so that's like half price, so I'm very pleased. So yeah, I think that was my book haul. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye!